have discussions with the local employees and come back and have an exit meeting in a feedback session. So we've heard from them. But just so that you note, we've asked 2 of the staff to join us, junior staff, so that they too can be part of this feedback session. It's a matter of trust. Yeah. So it's good that they're in our midst. So this session I will turn over to the commissioner himself. He will take us through some of the issues. Sure. We'll receive the feedback and then we'll map out some timelines as to how we can resolve, because in this how we close the intersession at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buckley. I want to first of all start by saying a big thank you for taking us through the guided talk. Yeah. We also appreciate the fact that management is still in transition. In addition to that, I appreciate the fact that there are plans to expand operations. So during our engagement with workers, a number of
No, you go to the camera. Yes. You are not the official camera person. You can't sit down, you listen, play the part of alone and not say what I've said. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. My phone was ringing.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to switch it off. Yeah. Yes, please.
So during our engagement with the workers, they did raise a number of issues which we want to bring to your attention, and as my colleague indicated, at the end of the day we'll have to find a way forward, because clearly we realize that if what they told us is anything to go by, clearly there are violations of the law in several areas.
We saw some of them as a matter of fact.
Yes, indeed. So, as the minister indicated, the aspect of personal protective equipment, clearly you can see. We went to the packaging session. There are some workers wearing slippers, some without nose masks, and that is a serious concern, really, because if the workers are not healthy and safe, how do you expect them to give their best? They also told us that there is no medical facility for them. Yeah. In addition to that, also, they indicated to us that an accident took place involving 3 workers. Some of them had their fingers chopped off. One died as a result of that accident. They also said, as we speak, they've not been paid. They also said most of them are casual workers. They indicated some of them have worked for over 15 years as casuals. And they said there is a canteen facility, of course, but the casuals are not allowed to use it. In addition to that, almost all the departments are headed by non-Sierra-Leoneans. So the current salary of the casuals is 800 million. They also told us that they are not paid for overtime work. If that is true, that is a clear violation of Section 65 of the Employment Act. So we are also informed that the new management has changed or has removed some of the facilities they used to enjoy.
Did they elaborate on that? What facilities were? Because when we took over, We have given individual letters, correct, Daphne? That
You give
the
them-
individual letters that the working conditions will not change, something like that. Correct, no?
There was a letter of continuity.
Sorry?
There was a letter of continuity.
A letter of continuity.
So the casual workers?
Not
So, madam, sorry, let's me intervene. How long have you been HR? Sorry,
16 years.
16 years. You are quite aware that it's an offense under the Employment Act to continually casualize people, right?
Section 43 specifically.
Right? You are aware of that. So it's knowing and doing. The police will charge you with that, right? Yes, you know, it's clearly against the spirit and letter of the law to keep people on casual contracts forever. But that's something we'll draw your attention to, and prescribe corrective actions for.
And
Yeah,
section,
wait a minute, yeah.
The casual workers are, it's actually an outsourced agency. We have that through an outsourced agency.
how do you mean?
They still remain casual workers,
No,
right?
still,
Section,
We'll have to, yes,
Can
we'll
I
have
want
to
to help
verify.
a bit?
We'll have to verify that statement.
Who are you going to verify it with? All the authorities that you can verify with are here. Well, before you.
Not,
We'll quote the
not-
relevant portions to you now.
just note.
No, what's happening?
so let me just indicate this. Section 43.3 of the Employment Act says where a worker works for more than 6 months, that worker is treated as a permanent worker.
I want to clarify that point. When we took over, we met in place a independent contractor that provide labor. Okay, and now how he or the independent contractor is outsourcing his laborers and how he's maintaining those contracts, then that's part we are not too much involved with how he's managing that one, because we don't have a casual. The Leosen don't have a casual workers. Leosen have a contractor that provide labor from time to time.
So in fact, it is your responsibility to ensure that your contractors are themselves compliant with the law. So
Sure,
it does not exonerate you from labor.
That is
The
true.
next thing I'll come to will be social security and other benefit payments. I mean, these are things we cannot toy with it, right? We cannot toy with it. And the most disappointing thing about this, let me say it, is when Sierra Leoneans lead the charge to ensure the violation of the rights of fellow Sierra Leoneans. I'm not saying this because I've seen it here. That is what happens across the spectrum, right? That is the agony HR managers face. When you are there, you know, I have had a long career as a distinguished HR professional myself, right? In various companies, spanning aviation, mining, or transport sector. When we're in these positions, you feel privileged. You make the bad laws. When it works against you, then you begin to have regretful moments. Let us play right by everybody, whether we're in a privileged position or not. This is just my word of advice. Go on, sir.
So I want to clarify this before we continue. So when we took over, we
Can you
tried.
allow me to run through?
Yeah,
and
okay,
give you
all right.
the opportunity?
I think we're going to agree
You
on
have
timelines.
enough, you have enough time to.
You can spend the whole day here in your
Yeah.
response.
You,
Sorry.
what we are asking, sir, you give us the name of the contract.
So, they also told us you have foreign workers here working without work permit. Yeah.
So what do you want to see in that regard? You want to see a
So-
roster of staff, including experts.
Of course, we
In
want.
case of experts, their work
So that is
permits.
where we're going to come to the matrix, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is where we're going
No,
to
let them just know.
Yes, just take note of that. You respond, and then moving forward, we have to develop a matrix, actions, and the time frame for which you can. So these are some of the points that I picked up.
Salary payments.
Yeah, I've spoken about that.
Oh, okay.
Sir.
Per diem for travel for
Yes,
drivers.
and then also they told us the drivers that
Overtime.
when they have spoken about overtime, that when they travel up country, they don't get their daily subsistence allowance.
That's a violation of the law. Some of they sleep in the vehicles, yeah, while you sleep in your apartments. It's not only inhuman, in our opinion, it's also a violation of the law.
So,
Weekend work,
yes,
public holidays.
yes, they work for which they don't get paid, as the minister said. They work overtime, work on weekends, for which they don't get paid. And as you know, normal working days is 5 days, 48 hours per week. Yeah. Anything more than 8 hours per day, anything more than 8 hours is overtime, for which the workers should be paid. That is what the laws place.
And on public holidays, 1.5, right?
Yes.
It's double.
Or double.
Normal.
Weekend is 1.5.
Weekend
I'm old school
1.5.
gentleman.
Weekend 1.5.
Weekend double, and my days of practice.
You answer one that you think.
This is meant to be an honest conversation.
Yeah.
Very honest conversation. Everything we have said here, we have latched onto the law. So it's not going to be you versus me. What we say,
And
you say.
on the aspect of accident,
Yeah, the accident issue.
Section 38(1) of the Factories Act, number 3 of 1974, provides that where an accident takes place in a workplace that leads to the worker losing his earnings for 2 or 3 days, like the one that happened to that person, chopping of the hands, the management has responsibility to report to the ministry. Why do you do that? We want to investigate, to know the cause of the accident, to prevent recurrence. Because if an accident takes place that leads to death, that you will not bring that person back. So the right thing to do is to prevent recurrence. So that is why we investigate. But if you don't notify us, then we are limited in terms of coming in and investigate. And the investigation also will help management
Sure.
in making sure that
to repeat.
exactly.
It does not make you good employers that an accident occurs, you keep it under wraps. It does not make you very responsible.
And on the
for
aspect of the dust that is generated as a result of the operation, they told us when some of them cough, you will not want to hear the sound. That means there is accumulation of dust in the lungs, which is a very serious condition. I don't know if you have facilities for when if for example you are working and then you have this huge cement covering the whole body where you can clean yourself up. I don't know if you have facilities for that.
Oh gosh, bathroom?
Washing area.
Okay, I said they have that. They're gonna fix that. What's that? So let me add this here before this conversation continues. Because you are new leaders, our country makes provision for freedom of speech. The labor law makes provision for freedom of association, and it also reinforces the freedom of speech. So nothing said here by any of the employees should be used against them. Government will frown very seriously on it and will be forced to take action. Any reprisal actions are taken against anybody for expressing their views and opinions on their work circumstances. Just so that you know this.
Minister, that is in fact, if they do it, it's a violation of the...
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's right,
Yeah. Yeah, so we just understand it. And we appreciate the investment, but let us also...
We now give you the opportunity to... My brother wanted to say something.
Yes, I think let him start, and then I will add.
Is it Maradona, eh?
First of all, yeah, thank you for your visit and your meeting with the labor. So it clears a lot of issues, or rather at least it brings forth the issues, so which we are definitely address. Now, as I mentioned to you, we are operating in many other countries where we follow the law in spirit and letter. Correct? So we are here to do the same thing here. So there's nothing, we will do anything against the law, whether in spirit or in letter. So that you can be rest assured about that. Okay. Sure. Yeah. About that I'm very sure. Okay. But PP etc. Okay. So PP we are already working on.
Already working on it.
personal, yeah. So helmets and this one, shoes.
Since
How about
Yeah.
the masks?
Yeah, mask also. I
Safety
think.
boot,
Yes,
mask,
safety boot.
the appropriate mask. Because the type of mask I saw there,
Yeah,
dust can still go through and to be
yeah,
engaged.
yeah.
So
Then
I
we
understand
definitely-
you have a safety and health personnel within.
Yes, we have one.
Who was brought in 2 months ago,
Yeah.
whose credentials we might not even know.
Sorry.
It's crucial in helping you secure the appropriate PPE for specific work area
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
workers. Yeah.
No problem. So no
So,
mask.
so what's the timeline
So,
to resolve that?
well, we'll have the matrix.
Yeah. No,
We need to agree.
if
We need to
possible, if
agree,
he has an idea.
We need to agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
When can we have
So
this
you
on
say-
site? Because I'll pay a follow-up
You say
visit.
you're already working on the PPE. Yeah,
Yes.
is that what you said?
Okay, yeah. So,
So by that you probably.
well,
When did we conclude that about?
2 weeks.
Wait,
No, no.
because it is more. Allow him to.
No, see, we have just got the list of people to whom because people say in administration, okay, they don't need to be given a PPE, correct? So we have zeroed down on the list of people to whom the PPE can be given. Okay, so we have done that and we are working on it. So maybe I'll just see, I'm just an employee of the group, I'm not the decision maker. Like Heidelberg used to have a managing director here who had all the powers to take decisions, and so we'll go for the procurement of those things. Maybe we'll be in touch with our managing director and decide something very fast.
Okay, so who will advise on how soon we want it on
Our
site?
first is very
Sorry?
fast.
Who will advise on the timeline?
Timeline.
We'll send you a letter on Monday advising on the timeline for some of these things we are discussing. Yeah? Yeah. So you can share that, it will be easy for you to share with your leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Medical facility?
Medical facility आपल्या वर्करांना आहे.
हम्म.
स्टाफ
तू रिप्लाय करणार नाही प्रॉम्प्टिंग नको ना.
You have medical facility within, or you send them to a particular healthcare facility within, outside here.
Here we have
No, but they told us they don't have medical facilities.
Well, maybe
The skeletal staff that you employ here, right?
The medical is for the permanent staff.
Yes.
How many? What's your role of permanent staff?
Staff ranking.
40.
52 roughly, approximately.
Do you know you have reporting responsibilities per quarter to the Ministry of Employment and Labour? Have you read the labor laws? Okay, we'll send copies for you.
Thank you, sir.
so the workers are right by saying that they don't have medical facilities because they've confirmed that the medical facilities for permanent staff.
Yeah, that's something they have to look into.
Yes, let's go, sir.
No, about the person who died in October 23, I think that newspaper cutting which brought you here.
No, it's not the reason why I did it. It's
one of the-
it's expedited my coming.
Yeah,
I was already on the radar that I will come here.
Okay.
Wherever Sierra Leonean staff are, I am bound to
Yeah.
put boots on the ground
True,
there.
correct.
So, so with respect to workers not paid yet, the casual.
Paid.
Not salary.
Late payment of salary.
Late payment. Even for this month, they have not been paid, right?
Yes.
And today's the 9th.
That is because when did we get the bills passed?
And you are the financial controller, group financial controller.
Yesterday we were issued the sorry, yesterday. We see this month there were some issues with the rates charged by the casual contractor. Okay, so we told him to re-verify, etc. So he gave us the bills maybe on 6th or 7th of May. Yesterday we checked and we issued the check also yesterday.
So did you anyway, we're here.
So there was a delay in submission of the bills also, and then from the contractor, labor contractor to us.
And this is the first time this is happening?
Should be for the first time, or at the most maybe it had happened sometime in July 23 or so. But I'm not too sure about that. Huh?
They say it happens all the time.
See, we are paying the contractor on time. Definitely. About that, I'm very sure.
I know. This is
Yeah.
something. This is
Yeah.
something we'll take a very dim view of. You should ensure the compliance of your contractors. Because your contractors fail to uphold labor laws and standards does not exonerate you from blame at all.
No.
Right?
Yes.
So things like payment of social security benefits, things like keeping people on casuals forever, all of these are violations of the law. That's what
And they need to notify their vacancies to the ministry, really. Because if the subcontractors are creating problems, you have to find an alternative. The law
Yeah,
provides.
we have been really discussing this for over months to see how we can, if these guys can resign from the contractor and
They
get
cannot
employed.
resign. They are already in violation of multiple labor laws. So you can sack them on grounds that A, B, C, D. I mean,
No,
once
we're talking about a casual to resign and then we employ them, because now with the contract with the private contractor, we cannot also employ them. Because
that's an internal
That's
arrangement
only
you can
you
have. Huh? That's an
we
internal
have been
arrangement you can
really
have.
trying to find a best formula to have them directly under Leosen than to be under a private contractor that is not complying with the laws.
Yeah. So, with respect to the accident, what can you say?
Okay.
No, you're talking about the person who died.
There's one man.
We're saying about several others,
The
three.
very lacerated hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So before
three
we
fingers.
three fingers, that had happened in December. Actually, we are not aware of it. We were not aware of it because he has come in February and I came in end of January. So this matter had come up to us. We have reported to a director. We are waiting for the reply. When the reply comes, that's it.
So you say you are not imposed by them?
Sorry?
You are not imposed when the accident took place. Is that what you're saying?
But so the HR should be able
You
to
are not
help us.
around?
So,
Can the HR help?
You got accident. Show me. This one. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
If your discussion is advised.
No, it is
Yeah,
necessary. It
it's-
is necessary. So,
Yes.
no offense.
it's during.
Yeah.
When this happened,
No,
they are not aware.
HR, you say you don't know? No, you should know. You should know.
What, you got the video? The picture, let's see.
Yeah, boom.
HR should be in touch. HR should be in touch.
No. That's why they should show it to him. You know, the point with surrounding their HR there, they decide, they know they take professional job, they take sides in the process.
And they're telling us most people have been chopped to last part of the year.
And your HR here, all of these violations happen under your watch? Mr. Theory, this could happen to you where? So now sit down on that violate when a company rights there and when I think there's nothing wrong with that. Sir. So all the people they do until they now also know
these
this.
other points, please.
That one, we have engaged management and labor union.
Yeah.
We engaged management several times, and I met them for those that has those accidents. We've discussed it, and their payment is with the HR. It's on hold. Management said that they are going to pay them, especially that one which hand was chopped off. They are going to be paying him for the past. I came to the knowledge a month ago. I said, no, this is not possible because the other day they refused to pay him. He came to me and I went to the works. Yeah. Then I told him that you have to pay him. In this condition, you can't allow him to come and work. I don't expect to pay him. So that month he was paid. And I told him that you have to continue paying him. So from that, I have been thinking that they have been paying him. Only for some time back later, I knew that he has not been paid for the past months. So I came to management and I involved management. I even asked the the contract